we might be a lot better off. Every one of us in here should be millionaires. Every one of us should have every single thing our heart desires. What stopped that from happening? Oh, the economy, Obama, or this, or that, that boy who picked on me and pulled my ponytails in school, or pigtail, I don't know. Whatever your reason is that caused you to believe that you're not worthy for riches, or you're not worthy for fancy cars, or not worthy for anything you want in your life, it was all determined ultimately by you, by me. Every big success I've done was because I felt I was worthy, and every time I destroyed it was because I thought, I'm not worthy. What I'm trying to get across here is you have a choice. You can choose to be ignorant, or you can choose to act like you got some sense. Alright? That's the problem, for the most part. They're afraid of what people are going to say. They're afraid of making people upset. They're afraid of failing, so they never try. They stand on the starting line. They ready, set, they never move, they never go, they never try. And if they fail, well, this always happens, and it's all her fault. You know, if it wasn't her fault, give me that mean look when I was doing this, or the economy's fault, or somebody else's fault, and they make excuses to cover up the real problem, which is their fears. If you ask yourself, how can I succeed, or how can I do this, you'll come up with answers. If you ask yourself, why me? Why does this always happen to me? You know what? You're going to come up with answers to that too. So start asking yourself good questions. You know, you can't have fear and belief. You can't be believing and have fear. The University of Cincinnati did a research study on this. 85% of what you worry about doesn't happen. Think of this. Jason, you're just too optimistic. I'm a realist. You're an optimist, okay? I'm not a pessimist, I'm realistic. You're just too optimistic. Or, I don't like this one. I'm not even going to repeat the whole thing, but you'll know this one. You can wish in one hand and in the other, okay? And I realize when I get those, colorful friends. And I realized that everything I just tried to do was just a waste of time. Because I'm not going to change it. Only God can change them. But not only that, oh, by the way, if you're one of those people, I'm not talking about you, it was somebody else. Okay? Alright. So who decides whether or not your day is ruined? And she gave me the great answer. What did you say?
It's your speech.
Have you ever helped a speaker before? You're not helping one now either. Okay. Those people need to choose, just like life and death. They need to choose to change. And there's three things they need to do. So you can tell the other person that's not here that I'm not talking to you now. Number one, you gotta want it. You got to want it. You gotta, but of course I want it. Why would I do it? No, you got to really want it. Number two, you gotta stop making excuses. When Caesar said at number three, you gotta want it now. Not when things are better. Want it now. Come up with the plan. I got off track here. All right. What they need to do is to quit having a failure mentality and living in fear that it can't be done, and start living in the faith that all things are possible. And successful people also have fear. They just do it anyway. All right, and don't quit. Don't give up. This is absolutely critical for success. Successful people are not quitters.